Hey there, beer tubers! Welcome back to Maxwell Starr's beer review. Tonight we've got a beer. Go figure, we have a beer for you. We're gonna do a special bottle or can of something from Brasseux de la Côte in northern New Brunswick. This is the nitrogenated version of Moscou-Miscou, or their Russian Imperial Stout, so Nitro MM. I'm excited to try this now. I first heard of this beer when they first produced it. If you look at the bottom of your can, probably it says something like "can back in January." I'm not exactly sure what happened, and I think it's something to do with the NB Liquor shenanigans, where they had to go through like a 5-month approval process before getting it into any liquor stores. But this thing took a damn long time. But I've been eagerly awaiting to get myself a can of this stuff since I heard of the concept of a nitrogenated, like a Nitro RIS, Russian Imperial Stout. So if you don't know what Nitro is in a beer, which I'd be, if you don't know what Nitro is in a beer, it's just like Guinness. Like a Guinness is, Sean's got the Guinness glass going on here. I got one right here. But if you've ever had a Guinness Irish Stout, that very fine bubbled, very creamy kind of consistency to the carbonation in it, that's because they spiked it with nitrogen instead of carbon dioxide. And in this case, this is exactly what they've done to Moscou-Miscou. So we get to try this out. But first and foremost, I want to get down to the people that I have with me tonight, because it's the extra special panel once again. I've got Mr. The Fuzz. How you doing tonight, Fuzzy?
Doing great.
You good?
Yep.
That's it?
Sure.
All right. And we got Mr. The Sith. Sith, Mr. Sean, who just recently moved back home from Northwest Territories. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Doing well, back at Lockery Manor.
All right, so it's good to have you back. So as far as this beer goes, I've had Moscou-Miscou a few times already. It's a good Russian Imperial Stout, especially for the price. And of course, I've been eagerly waiting to hear the Nitro version of this thing. And I think Sean here is kind of excited too, because he got me to pick up like 4 cans of it and take it to his house this afternoon. So he's finally getting to crack one open, and so he should. And I actually dropped one off at Fuzz's place just this afternoon as well. So yeah, without further ado, let's crack over the top of these ones. And because these are Nitro, just crack it open and pour it straight in the bottle, in the glass. Whoa. Be careful doing it too. Mine's like slightly bigger than the glass. Oh shit. Fuck. I'm your early warning system.
Look at that. Look at that head. What a beautiful head.
This is pretty.
Very creamy. Lots of bubbles.
Lots of tight knit.
Yeah, quite nice. It looks like a good beer. I'm just saying, it looks nice.
Didn't quite have that cascade that you
it's not a Guinness. Come on. It's not a Guinness. You're not going to get that Guinness. But it's Guinness-like.
Yes. It's got that nice...
Yeah, Guinness has got a widget inside the bottle that actually stores the nitro, so that the moment you crack it open, it's kind of leaking it out. And the way that it works is it kind of gives it a bit more of comes out with a bit more of a cascade than you normally would if it were just basically canned with nitrogen straight in the can. There's no widget inside of this thing that busts loose to release it all. It's just sort of in there.
At bars, they still have that cascade thing. They don't have the widgets in the keg, do they?
It's all in the way that they pour it.
Yeah.
Like the way they actually have like the tap that they kind of pump it, I think. And with the Guinness taps, I think there's some means of actually impregnating. Like it has a line that goes into the however the piping's all set up, but it actually injects the nitrogen in with the beer as it's pumped through. So anyway, but yeah, you don't quite get, because you ever had, Sean's probably done this, you ever had the Guinness bottle versus the can, and the bottle doesn't really seem to have as much carbonation, like it doesn't seem to have the nitro cascade as much.
Not
The
quite as
disappointment
much.
on Sean's face when he said that.
He knows what I'm talking about then.
Yes.
I don't know. Look at that. That looks... I'm getting a little bit of like a red hue down at the bottom, but for the most part, that's pretty black.
Yeah,
Yep.
like
Agreed.
you've definitely got the red hue near the bottom. Like I've been holding it up against the light as well,
Mm-hmm.
but it definitely does have that red hue. And I was surprised that it actually has that because it's like the head's a little darker than your Guinness, but the
Mhm.
body's not. The body actually looks a little clearer than a typical Guinness.
Yeah, like Guinness is generally like not even see-through. Whereas this one here, you could definitely like in the appearance. If you didn't tell me what this was, I would have said it was probably a porter. Just the color of the body.
Yeah.
It's not as dark and rich, like dark in color as you would expect especially from a Russian Imperial Stout, which you expect to be like syrup.
Yeah, you expect those to like float a brick on.
Yeah. It still looks nice.
But smell it. It's rich.
Very rich.
Rich, subtly roasty, mostly chocolatey.
Yeah.
And also like malted beverage kind of smell,
like mocha maybe.
Yeah, a little bit like mocha, but
black licorice.
Oh yeah,
Ovaltine. Yeah, black licorice. I can get in that. There's a little bit of licorice in there.
How many times have you been drinking Ovaltine?
I'm thinking more like malted milk. You know what? The Wendy's Frosties,
Ooh.
like the chocolate frosty.
Imagine making a Wendy's Frosty with this.
We'd be drunk all the time.
Mm.
Mm.
Now I'm not a big coffee flavor fan. Sith might be a little bit more
yeah. Sith's a bit more in the coffee than
either you
but
combined.
It does smell delicious.
I do like my coffee.
I can't the last one we had I was very like standoffish, but this one is like I can't wait to dive in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do really like the smell of it, but this should be fairly nice. So, anybody ready to put it down the hatch?
Cheers.
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 Oh yeah, it's got the flavors of an Imperial Stout. Maybe a little on the thin side.
It is a little thin. You're right.
Yeah, but it's almost like cola kind of thing, kind of body to it.
Yeah.
It's also fairly sweet, and you definitely get the nitro effect out of the body. It's very soft and velvety smooth.
You say you had the cola effect, but I find the cola leaves a little bit of syrup in the back of your tongue.
Yeah, you're right.
It doesn't. This is really clean.
Kind of, yeah. It does finish very clean. There's like a lingering amount of like roast.
And it doesn't overpower on the coffee either.
No.
Yeah, the coffee's definitely subtle. It's more about the chocolate.
Yeah. I've had some pretty strong Imperial Stouts before, and this one is not it. This one is very, very light.
You know what this kind of reminds me it reminds me kind of like the double chocolate stout from Young's, but maybe a bit more chocolatey.
It's 9%?
Mm-hmm.
It's 9%. You just seeing that now?
You don't. Well, I mean,
you don't taste the booze. That's for sure.
No.
Like it's a little heavier, but at the same time, it's not. It does not feel 9.
You can down 3 of those easy and be well into your night.
Yeah, I think Sean's probably going to have most of his gone tonight.
Ooh.
No, this isn't something you smash, man. This is something you enjoy like a fine cigar.
There is like a hint of tobacco now that you say that. It kind of does come off as having like a tobacco note at the back, along with the licorice.
Licorice.
I must say, I'm really enjoying this.
Like a smoky licorice.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is really good. I do like this.
I really enjoy the flavor. The body just feels wrong to me for an Imperial Stout, though.
Yeah, but
Well,
you're
yeah,
used
like
to your
yeah, you drink a lot more Imperial stouts than the rest of us do, I think, or at least since you've been home.
One of those things that you expect from an Imperial Stout. You expect it to be like solid and
Meat and
and
beefy
you can
and
replace the
syrupy.
Imperial with.
you don't expect it to be a smoother thing than a Guinness.
But I kind of like the idea because it's just so unique.
It is
But
extremely unique, but
Hmm.
scary at the same time. Like you have to
Yeah.
think,
deceptively easy drinking.
yeah,
Yeah.
deceptively easy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're not going to sit there and compare this to like the Cafe del Bastardo or something that I sent you, because that one's like meat on your bones, hair on your chest kind of shit. But this is like nice, easy drinking. Like you could session an Imperial Stout like this.
Imperial
That's-
Stout.
See what Jen's going to be the ultimate verdict.
No.
She's just gonna try one. Tell her to get her own. There's one in the fridge.
I'm not telling her that yet.
Trying to help you, man.
Oh,
Anyway, so let's start off with the Sith. What do you think? What's your rating on this thing?
The only thing I can complain about is the body of it. Like it's a little light on the body, but it's delicious. Goes down easy. You'd never know that it's 9%. I'd give it a 4.5 or a 4.25.
Wow, that's wow. All right, Mr. Fuzzy, what do you say?
I like that it's not a heavy beer. It tastes delicious. It doesn't taste like it's 9%. The look of it is beautiful. The smell of it's not overpowering. That's one of the things I really don't like about it. I'm going to share Sith and 4.25.
Wow. Okay. I wasn't really expecting that high from you, Scott. Not that I think that much less of you or anything.
It's not my jam, right? My jam's a lager, a more flatter taste, like something more, the everyday man kind of drink. But it doesn't go too far from that. It doesn't go too far into the stout or the Imperial Stout, or it's not heavy. It's very accessible. Something that you could get 3 of and enjoy your night with, right?
And the price for it's actually really good too.
They're $4.50 a can.
Yeah.
So 3 of those, you're looking at $13, $13.50, $13.50.
Yeah.
We're
looking at $13.50 for 3. Well, essentially
3 of these.
Yeah, 3 of these, which is like 6 Alpine.
Yeah.
As far as alcohol content's concerned.
Yeah, and so it's a little cheaper. Now that's New Brunswick prices.
Yeah,
it might be more or less in your local area,
but still, like it's.
I'm pretty solid in my 4.25.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, and I haven't even said what I was going to say about this. I think that this thing is incredibly unique. I love the fact, like, I love Russian Imperial Stouts, maybe not quite as much as Sean does, but Russian, like, when it comes to the thought about them making one nitrogenated like Guinness, I'm a sucker for nitro beers, and this does exactly what I want. Sure, it's a little bit lighter in the body. You could probably do a little bit something with the recipe to make it come out a little bit darker, maybe a little bit thicker, but I think this actually really works with the nitro extremely well because it's deceptively easy drinking and incredibly smooth the way it is. This is super delicious, and I'm gonna have to concur with you guys. I'm gonna go to 4.25 out of 5, just to even it out. I was leaning more towards 4, but hey, you're right. This thing is. I would definitely say I could session this, and that scares me.
No, this was a good choice. I don't know whether Sith or Max chose this one, but it's well worth your hunt to go to the west side, Max.
Yep.
Well worth your hunt.
When Max sent me a picture of it, I was like, gonna need to get me some of them.
Yeah. And you sent me a list, and it had 4 of them on it. I'm like, yeah, okay. I think I'm gonna have to get more of it myself. So I bought 3 of these, and I bought 3 more today. Or actually, I bought 4 more today, and I gave one to Scott.
When I looked at my local store, they didn't have this at all. It was gone.
The only place I saw this at was the West Side store. So I don't know if it must not be in every one of them, but. The only thing I got to say negative about this is like the thought that this was canned back in January, and I'm just getting to it now, which is kind of worked out for Sean. It's the new ANBL regulations where they have to go. Apparently, there was a change around the new year where new breweries have to go through. It used to be only like a 2-week or a 1-month approval process to get the new beers out in NB liquor stores. They've extended that up to 5 or 6 months now. And I said this, and I'm not sure if it's the guy that actually runs this brewery, but they confirmed it basically, saying that that's exactly what NB Liquor is doing. They extended the approval process, which is totally messed up with seasonal schedules and messed up local breweries, and and being able to keep up with market trends, like that beer we had before. New England style IPAs was a big thing back last year. Now it's starting to fade off a little. But all those breweries now still have these New England style IPAs coming out, and they haven't gone to whatever the new trend is, like seltzer beers or something, like some shit like that. And they can't just turn around and make one and release in the NB liquor stores. No, but certainly any brewery from outside the province can bring something like that in. But anyway, I digress. I'm getting way off topic, and I'm pissed off the fact that I had to wait 5 months for this fucker.
Do outside have to wait the 5-6 months?
Yeah, I'm not actually sure if it's the outside breweries, or I'm assuming, because anyway, it's really kind of cut down on a number of seasonals. So we've got or specialties that are coming in the store, which is kind of upsetting to me. Anyway, I digress. Anyway, so let's go. I think we're up for doing one more after this, aren't we?
If not 2.
I'm going to burn through everything this quickly. All right, so we're going to come back online in a second. I want to thank the one viewer for watching, which is probably me. Or one of you guys. I have no comments to read, so no comments to talk about. And we will chat with you folks in a bit. Cheers.